Right, hello and welcome, my name's Jay. I buy and sell on eBay UK. Each and every week I put out a video as to what's sold and what's not sold. Occasionally I put some collections, some pickups in there as well. Welcome to my 100th blog. Yeah, 100 of them that I've done so far. So really chuffed with that. I'd like to thank everyone that has viewed them, all my regulars. I'm not going to mention names because there's quite a few of you now and you know who you are. You're regularly commenting on the videos. You have been there from pretty much the start, so thank you so much for all your views and comments. I really appreciate it. This week's been okay. There's been a few sales. I'm happy with what I've got. I've managed to get a load listed and in my listing bank as well. I think I've now gone up to 1,600 items on eBay, but my listing value has dropped down, so my stock holding has dropped down. I have reduced quite a few things, stuff that I've got a lot of. I've moved this storage now, so I've got these bits of wood in between the locos and the coaches as well, up here as well. I can confirm it's so much easier to find them when I'm looking for them. So yeah, really happy with that. Yeah, without further ado, I'm going to turn you around and I'm going to show you what's sold. But before I do that, if you do like the content, please give us a thumbs up. More importantly, if you can consider even subscribing, I'd appreciate it. And if you've got any comments, please put them down below. Cheers. Right, hello and welcome back. It's now Monday. I think the end of the week has been better than the beginning of the week. I forgot I did pay my eBay shop fees as well, so that's why I've not, or thought I've not earned as much money. But anyway, that is what it is. Got this one over here, R249, a hopper. That sold for, I think, £11. This buyer has bought 4 LNER coaches off of me, all varying, average price about £14.99. I say 4, sorry, I want one about 4. He's bought 8, so a couple of them here are new, they're wrapped up. Got a couple more here and then one more there, so that was a nice cheeky order yesterday. Yeah, average sale price on those was £14.99. I think the new ones were £17.99. Got this, I think it's a Fishman coach that sold for £12.99. It has got some marks and so forth on the roof, all disclosed in the listing. I then got a remote control car front bumper that sold for £14. I paid more than that for it, but it didn't fit what I wanted it to fit, so I'm just getting a little bit of my money back. Standard Hobby controller sold for £17.99. A LMS 20 ton sold for £8, I believe. An NEC, what is it, slamming vinyl at NEC, New Year's Eve tape pack that sold for £24.99. This buyer bought this non-running power car. He's also bought another one. He's not paid for that yet, so I've just messaged him to say when you pay for the other one I'll refund the postage. Maybe he's waiting for me to send him an invoice, but you can't send an invoice unless, does anybody know whether you can send an invoice? Even if it's when they request it. I know you can send an invoice via mobile phone, but it's if they don't request it, or I think it's only payment reminder you can send. But if anybody does know, please let me know. I've then got another non-runner 225 that sold for £25. A dummy 225 sold to a different buyer. I did think when they come through quite quickly. The same buyer that sold for £17. And then last but not least, this sold for a £5, a little bird's eye wagon. That's the part numbers there. So yeah, I'm going to get this little lot packed up, update on myself tomorrow. Right, hello and welcome back. It's now Tuesday, all behind my days. I've been off fishing. I'm off all this week from my real job anyway. Been fishing, not caught nothing, and feel absolutely shattered. Just to answer one question about posting items to a different address, so in other words a different address from what comes through on eBay. If the customer reaches out to you and says, can you post it to a different address? Now you're not meant to do that, long story short. I've done it a couple of times. I take a view on the fact that a lot of my customers, there is good people out there as well, and I think that's what we tend to forget. We think about the bad people and what they're going to do. There's people that make genuine mistakes, and from my point of view, if it was a high value item, I wouldn't send it. Most of my items owe me 5, 10, 15 quid, and you know, without being without coming across the wrong way, I can afford to lose £5 or £10. If they want to have me over for £5 or £10, then so be it. So, you know, a lot of you said don't send it to the different address. I know that. I know not to send them to different addresses, but from time to time I take a view and go, do you know what? I'm just going to send it. So, yeah, it's what it is. I've got a negative feedback today on an £11 coach, always the way, isn't it? As described as in average condition with various marks and scratches. The person said it wasn't worth the money that they paid for it, even though they made me an offer on the item. It sold on a best offer, so they made me an item. They named the price, and it was described in average condition with marks and scratches. It is what it is now. I don't really get bothered about negative or neutral feedbacks. I just thought it was quite funny. If I described it as perfect, then yeah, happy days. Sales wise, because I am waffling on, there's been a few of them. I've got this dummy in City that sold for, I think it was £20. I've then got a NE hopper that sold for £8. I've got in here, this is a quite a nice loco. It's a Liverpool, it's a football one. And this is what I mean by wrapping them in bubble wrap. The more expensive trains I do wrap in bubble wrap, but ultimately all I'm showing you is a bit of bubble wrap. So yeah, I tend to keep the other loco, sorry, not trains. Sam will pull me up on that one. I've then got a cardboard box which has got 6 poor condition, really poor condition coaches. They sold for £11. The Liverpool loco sold for I think $39.99. Got a Helter Skelter tape pack. That one is complete. That sold for $29.99. Got another Helter Skelter tape pack. That one is in poor condition. There's 4 tapes missing from it. A couple of the tapes are in really poor condition as well that are in there. That sold for $14.99. Got some R607s. They sold for £11.50, I believe. A Intercity Express, or is it? Yeah, it is an Intercity Express coach that sold for $26.99. And then last but not least, got a Batman Voyager. It has got a bit missing off the front there, which fell off and is in here. That sold for £31. So yeah, that's been my sales. I'm going to get this little lot wrapped up. I'll update on what's out tomorrow. Cheers. Right, hello and welcome back. It's now, what day is it? Wednesday. Yeah, I'm all behind my days. I think I said that before I'm off work. I've done a little bit more organising. If you look up here, I've now got little bits of wood, only thin wood, in between my coaches. I've done the same on this side as well, and the same up there. Not that you can see it anyway, but yeah, it just means it's a lot easier for me to find the ones that I'm now looking for, or it should be easier for me to find the ones that I'm looking for, and plus it protects them a little bit as well. Sales, 7 of them. Starting over here, got this, what is it, a Hercart Jaeger Mifer track cleaning car even. That sold for $19.99. Got some points, I think they're R6 R8073s. They sold for $14.99. Got a GWR 040 that sold for $19.99. Got this wagon there that sold for £7. Some R605s, they sold for a tenner. Pointless showing you that, but there is some poor condition wagons in there. They sold for £10 as well. Not wagons, sorry, coaches. I think the being off is affecting my brain at the moment, and I'm not braining right, if that makes sense. Hardcore Heaven 12 tape pack. There's 3 missing from that. That sold for $19.99. So yeah, that's been my sales. I'm going to get them packed up. I'll update you on what's up tomorrow. Right, hello and welcome back. It's now Thursday. I remembered the day even. Well, I've got 7 or 8 sales, quite some good ones actually. Starting over here, got a box of poor condition coaches. I've got 2 of those. They sold for £10 and £12. I've then got this 20 ton there. That sold for £12.99. I've got a remote control car that I bought for myself. I don't know why I bought it, to be quite honest with you. I'm quite a compulsive buyer. I buy like the look of things and think, oh yeah, I'll have that. Then I get it and think, well, I'm not really going to use it. I didn't actually lose any money on that, even after fees. So yeah, happy with that. That sold for $79.99. I've then got a set of remote control car wheels, quite good ones those. They are a bit dirty, and that's all been put in the listing. $36.99 I believe they sold for. This buyer's bought 10 of these for £9 each, which are these blue four-wheel coaches, blue with the white roofs. Just absolutely loads of them, 10 in total. Combine the postage for them as per normal. I've then got a set of R605s that sold for a tenner, and as I said, another box of these poor condition coaches. So yeah, I have had a lot of stock come in. I did film a short clip of the stock that I've had come in, and hopefully I'll remember when I'm editing this video to clip it after this, so you can see what I've picked up. So yeah, I'm going to get this little lot packed up, update on what's up tomorrow. Right, hello, welcome back. It's now Friday. I'm frustrated. I've just spent the last hour looking for a coach, and for the life of me, I cannot find it. Bachmann one sold for $29.99. It's one of these, for all want of a different. It's got C1 on the end of it, like that has. It's blue and grey. My blue and grey coaches sit down there. I've searched through them all like 2 or 3 times. I've searched through every coach that I've got here, and I just cannot find them. So I've had to refund the buyer, much to my frustration. And it's a simple system. I don't know what's got wrong. What you'll probably find is I've sent somebody the wrong coach. I have searched through my orders. I can't see a similar item that I've sold, but it is what it is. Hopefully the buyer understands. He's got a full refund, and he bought this one as well. I'm going to post this one for him to him with no postage charge, so he's just paid the $19.99 for that. Sales wise, I've got 2 of these burgundy coaches, is it? They're 4-wheel coaches. They sold for £9 each. I've got a buyer from it's international shipping. I said my international shipping's not been great. He's bought 8 coaches off me on average of about £9 a coach. Sorry, not a coach, a wagon. You can tell this, what's that? That's a Thomas wagon there as well. Troublesome truck, a 12-ton of some sorts, another one of these black wagons. There was an NE one back there as well, and he's got 2 of those cattle trucks. This buyer's bought a Annie and Clarabelle. He paid, I think, £6.50 each for those. I've got so many of them, I was just happy to get rid of them. This buyer bought that and another coach that I can't find. And then this buyer bought some R600s for, I think they were a tenner, there or thereabouts. So yeah, frustrated is the right word, but it is what it is. No doubt I'll either come across it or I've sent it to somebody else. Anyway, I'm waffling on this late enough. I've got to get these little lot packed up. Cheers. Right, hello, welcome back. It's now Sunday. I think I've got 12 sales in total, waiting for a couple of things to be paid for. All bread and butter stuff. Starting over here, got this Abbott wagon that sold for, I think it's £8 or £9. I've got a Best of British rave tape pack that sold for £22.99. I've got an extension pack C Hornby one that sold for £20. I've got a Typhoon T Lima wagon. I think that sold for £8. Similar thing with this. That's a cattle wagon from the Thomas Hornby and Friends range that sold for a tenner. I've then got a Express Parcels wagon, and this gentleman also bought a poor condition Lima coach as well. I think he paid about £8 each from a combined the postage. Got one of these 125 intercity coaches, the 001s, or that's the numbers 00. They're all 00 gauge. Most of my stuff is anyway. Got this nice grey SO wagon there that sold for £12.99. 2 lots of R607 sold to different buyers for £12.99 each. My mate Morris has been back. He's bought loads of bits off me recently. He's bought another intercity coach there, not intercity, Eurostar coach. He paid £21 for that. And then last but not least, I've got a Helter Skelter Rave tape pack that sold for $17.99. That's got one missing. To clarify, all my items are plus postage. So if I give you a price, it's plus postage. Profit wise, I end up with about 30% of the selling price after fees, cost of goods, and God knows what else, and this place. Yeah, so happy days. It's been quite a solid week for the time of the year. So yeah, anyway, I'm waffling on. I'm going to get this little lot packed up. As I say, if you do like the content, please give us a thumbs up. More importantly, if you can consider subscribing, I'd really appreciate it. Until next week, see you then. Cheers.